So the Memphis Grizzlies have been off to the worst start imaginable for them this season. At the moment I'm recording this, they are 2-8. They lost their first 6 games of the season, and we know that Ja Morant is going to be out till at least game 26. He has a 25-game suspension that he got from the offseason. So it's going to be a little bit until the Grizzlies get reinforcements. Also, Steven Adams is out for the year as well, which is just such a brutal loss for them. Yeah, and unfortunately, start today is still not a thing in 2K, so we're basically just kind of rolling with what we got. Obviously, I'm not playing Adams or at least Ja Morant until game 26. And who would have thought they would have been a bottom 3 team? I honestly thought the Grizzlies were going to still be around 500 until Ja gets back. Now, they could go on a winning streak after I upload this video. But yeah, not looking great for the Memphis Grizzlies so far. So what's going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? We are going to rebuild the Memphis Grizzlies. Basically, not much to talk about until game 26 till Ja Morant comes back. And a couple of you guys in the comments kind of wanted to know what sliders I use. I don't use anything too crazy for simulator difficulty. I'll pretty much keep it on 50. Sometimes I'll move it to 45 if it's a super realistic rebuild or anything, or if I don't like it like that. Usually I have trade negotiation difficulty on 70, but for some reason I had it one lower. But yeah, on 70. CPU sign aggressiveness, I have it at 80, just because if you have it on 50, players switch teams way too often. I don't really mess with these too much. If I do put injuries on, I will lower injury frequency to around 40. I don't really touch the fatigues at all. For the progression sliders, I'll usually do 55 for player progression rate and then 45 for player regression rate. And then I do use different contract sliders as well. You can pause your video right now. These were pretty much recommended in 2K23, and it basically has it where random players aren't asking for $30 million just because they're an 82 overall at the age of 25, even though their stats suck. So I think these are good. Sometimes it's a little bit on the lower side than you would think, so you can kind of adjust it on yourself to make it more realistic. But at least you don't have guys that should be asking for 15 million, wanting 40 million in free agency. And then I'll usually have these restrictions off as well as the step being rule. Sometimes it can get a little bit annoying in 2K, but hey, if you want that on, have it on, feel free. All right, so game 25, we just lost to the OKC Thunder by 45 points. So game 26, we will get Ja Morant back at 6-19. So that means Derrick Rose is not going to be in the rotation. David Roddy's having actually a solid year for the Grizzlies in year 2. He's going to get around probably 13 minutes a night. We're going to go 15 to Santi Aldama, former first-round pick, 15 to Tillman, 15 to Kennard. Marcus Smart is the 6th man, getting 26 minutes a night. Zaire Williams has been a little bit disappointing, especially being the 10th overall pick back in 2021, when so many guys from that draft class have done really well. They could have taken out Perun Şengün. We do have Ja and Bane in the backcourt. Obviously, Desmond Bane is great offensively, but can he lead a team to a really good record? We haven't seen that yet. Same with Triple J as well. Obviously, their numbers are going to diminish a little bit with Ja coming back, but we needed this. Taylor Jenkins kind of was pissed the other day in their loss against the Jazz. So we're 4-star balance. We won't have Steven Adams for the whole year, sadly. All right, so we lost our first game with Ja Morant back by 2 points, but we have been pretty good with him back. We basically have gone 4-2. We beat the Pacers, which is a nice win by 4. Morant with 22 and 12. Then we beat the Hawks in a very high scoring game. So Ja Morant has, been averaging 32 points, 6.7 rebounds, and 9.4 assists since he came back. Then we blew out the Pelicans by 32. Beat the Nuggets by 14, 45, 9, and 7 for Ja. Lost to the Clippers by 17, and then we ended up beating the Kings by 10. So yeah, maybe this team could still make the play-in tournament. 2K does like the Grizzlies. I always see Ja Morant win MVP in year 1, but obviously he didn't have first 25 games under his belt, and 2K does keep that into its kind of consideration when it gives out awards. So yeah, we're still 12 or now 13 games below 500. We luckily do have our first round pick in this draft, so I'm fine if it ends up being a top 10 pick. So let's see if we do get any all-stars here in 2024. Noticing no Memphis Grizzlies, no Triple J, no Desmond Bane. And like I said, 2K will take that into consideration that Ja Morant missed the first 25 games. So we are 21 and 28. We can easily make the play-in tournament if I want to. Ja Morant is averaging just under 30 points per game. Bane's averaging 22.5 on really good efficiency. Triple J's averaging 18.7, 7.7, 2.7 blocks a night, and also good efficiency. So yeah, I could make the playoffs if I want to. I'm just debating if I do. I probably should want to make it, right? We just beat the Boston Celtics by 40. Yeah, I might as well try to make the playoffs. And then we ended up losing to the Knicks by 18. So yeah, we should at least make some type of trades at the deadline. Xavier Tillman would re-sign with us. He's been pretty bad. Luke Kennard would also re-sign with us. I could flip him at the deadline, but he does have a team option. So we can always pick that up if we want to. So if we currently see where we are in the West, we are, wow, the Nuggets are the 10th seed. That's kind of crazy. We are 3 games out of the 10th seed spot. We could 100% get that by the end of the year. And I think a knock on this Grizzlies team and Zach Cleveland, the GM, was he never really made that big move. Like, they had young players, they had assets and draft picks, like they had that Warriors first round pick. They used that in the Marcus Smart trade. Zaire Williams had a lot more trade value than he does right now. Like, they ended up trading DeAnthony Melton for a first round pick last year. They could have moved Desmond Bane or Triple J. I don't think you'd want to, but maybe more Bane than Triple J. They had matching salaries with Brandon Clark, Steven Adams, but it just seems like they never made a big move at all. I thought they were going to be in the Domantas Sabonis sweepstakes when he was on the trade block in Indiana. But yeah, I'm going to make this trade with the Cleveland Cavaliers. We're going to get a first round swap worse. I mean, this pick probably won't have great value in 2028. For Xavier Tillman, we're going to give them Sam Morrell, or we're getting Sam Morrell, who's under contract as well for the next 2 seasons. So Tillman was a restricted free agent. I don't think I was going to bring him back. And I mean, at the moment, at least, we do have Steven Adams is still going to be not playing this year. But yeah, like, I'll have Steven Adams and I will have Brandon Clark as our center duo. So I think we're going to roll out this team for the remainder of the season. We're 4.5 star balance, which is really good. We could move Zaire Williams if we want in the offseason. He'll be under contract. I do think we're going to make the playoffs, though, or at least the play-in tournament at the minimum. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander wins MVP. Victor Wembanyama is your Rookie of the Year. Chris Paul gets 6th Man of the Year. Claxton Depoy. Most Improved goes to Şengün. Clutch Player of the Year, SGA. Coach of the Year, Darvin Ham. Okay. So we don't get anybody on the All-NBA teams. Triple J gets Depoy last year. He gets all defensive second team this year. A good year for him. Obviously, the free throw percentage is not where you want it to be. He averages 7.5 rebounds, which is a career high, and that was a knock on him, at least in Team USA this past summer, that he wasn't really able to reach his full potential as a rebounder. Oh my God, yeah. Wait, we didn't make the play-in tournament. Wow. I really thought we were going to. We ended up going 36-46. We missed out on it by 3 games. All right, that's kind of shocking. I'm not as upset, though, because if we weren't going to be a top seed, like, I'm fine with getting a top 10 draft pick. We might even get a top 5 draft pick if we get lucky. Ja Morant, in 57 games, finished with 30 points, 7 rebounds, and 8.5 assists. He would have won MVP if he played all 82, or at least the 65-game threshold. There's Desmond Bane, who averaged 22 points and shot 41% from 3, 83 from the line, 48 from the field. Triple J, 18.5 points, 7.5 rebounds. We kind of just went over him. Marcus Smart's efficiency wasn't great. He's making $20 million a year. We could look to flip Marcus Smart in the offseason as well. Like I said a little bit ago, Zach Cleveland never made that big move in Memphis, so we could look to do that. Not really sure who I want to go after. Maybe it's more of a rim-protecting 5 to pair up with Triple J. That's an upgrade over Clark or Steven Adams. Maybe it's just an upgrade at the 3 spot. Maybe it's somebody like Andrew Wiggins, because maybe the Warriors like these defensive guards. Like, they got Chris Paul. He's more of kind of just a leader floor general, but like, they can go out and maybe do a Wiggins, Marcus Smart type deal. We'll see about it. You got LeBron, Western Conference Finals MVP, Trae Young, Eastern Conference Finals MVP, and the Lakers beat the Hawks in 6. LeBron gets Finals MVP, another one in his career. So yeah, like I said, I do want to make a big move. I think it could be either for a center or for a small forward. I would like to keep Bane and Triple J around. And let's see how the lottery goes. We have the projected 9th overall pick. All right, well, that's not great. I feel like we're going to get pretty unlucky here. Yep, so we fell to the 10th overall selection. The Rockets, who ended up in the play-in tournament. You can see their picks at 13, but they get the Nets pick at number 1. Shout out to the James Harden trade for them. So Taylor Jenkins' contract is up. I'm a big fan of Taylor Jenkins. I think he's a really good coach. I think he's done a lot with just so much going on the court with injuries and off the court with suspensions, and maybe just like how Dylan Brooks was in that locker room last year, and you really never heard any problems with like the locker room itself. I mean, it also seems like for Dylan Brooks, it's more kind of blown out of proportion by like fans and the NBA media. It does seem like his teammates do enjoy playing with him, and he's obviously been incredible for Houston this season. So Andrew Wiggins is an 80 overall. He obviously did not have the greatest season here, but I think he could be somebody that could facilitate a little bit, defend. It doesn't need the ball in his hands to be an impact player. So if I were to maybe do a Marcus Smart swap, I don't know if I would have to do it. Like, I'd be willing to give up Brandon Clark. So I'm going to try to do something like this. Brandon Clark, Zaire Williams, and John Conchar for Andrew Wiggins. I feel like they're going to say yes to this. So I want to see if I could snag like a future first round pick from them. I don't know if they will be willing to do that. They say no. What about if that first round pick was in 2028? They say no. I mean, I could ask for just a lottery protected, probably still high of value. Yes. So Williams, I'm fine kind of moving. He's going to be a restricted free agent next year. I will start Steven Adams or try to move Marcus Smart for another center. And I don't even know if they're going to accept this trade. Okay, they do. So welcome to the team, Andrew Wiggins. He is 29 years old. All right, so I'm going to do this trade with the Portland Trailblazers. They'll probably look to flip Marcus Smart or just have him as a nice veteran defensive guard off the bench. I'm going to be moving Smart, Sam Morrell, and a lottery protected pick in 2026 for Time Lord Robert Williams, obviously coming off a season-ending injury. He will be the starting center for us, and then with Adams backing him up. And we're getting Matisse Thybulle in this deal as well. overall, 1-year contract, and he is a really good defender. Not as good as Marcus Smart, but still pretty solid. So I don't really need a backup point guard, to be honest with you, because Ja Morant is going to play 36 or so minutes a night. So we can roll some lineups with Desmond Bane or even Luke Kennard out there. Both are solid facilitators. And then we'll have Wiggins, Thibault, possibly David Roddy. And yeah, I like this team, and I do think we just upgraded massively. And I still have the 10th overall pick. So I can figure out on what I want to do with that. As I'm going to take Alexander Sarr, who is, in my opinion, a top 5 prospect in the 2024 draft. He can play the power forward spot, he can play the center spot. Watch the 10-year Jazz rebuild if you want to see how good he could really get in 2K, because the dude's a beast. So Justin Edwards went number 1 to the Houston Rockets. Buzelis number 2, Holland 3, which is a nice steal for the San Antonio Spurs. Stephon Castle, I was going to take him if he fell to me, but he went 6 to the Pacers. Him and Halliburton is going to be so insane because Castle develops really well, and obviously we know how good Halliburton is. Luke Kennard, $14 million. I could definitely get him back for a little bit cheaper, so I'm going to decline that. I thought about maybe drafting Jacoby Walter, but I didn't do that because I was like, you know what, I have Kennard, now realizing he could be a free agent. But yeah, I would like to bring back Luke Kennard. I can actually sign somebody a little bit better. Ooh, Bruce Brown or Buddy Hield. Could we get Bruce Brown to be a Memphis Grizzly? That would be a great pickup for us. Boom, there we go. Solid 3-point shooter. Not as good as Luke Kennard, but just, I think, a more all-around player. And yeah, that is a huge pickup for us. I think we got massively better this offseason. So LeBron James wins Finals MVP for the Lakers, and he's like, you know what? I want to win a 4th Finals MVP on 4 different teams. He signs with the Raptors on a 1-year deal. Harden goes back to Philly. Paul George goes to the Lakers. All right, so I guess 80 CPU resign aggressiveness didn't mean too much here. Claxton goes to the Jazz. See, I come to the Pistons. All right, well, so much just happened. Monk to the Clippers, Valanciunas to the Nets, Tobias to the Pacers. And we're going to get GG Jackson back on the qualifying offer, which I wanted to do. Steven Adams does regress, so I'm glad I went out and I got Robert Williams. And we do see a lot of progression at the bottom, which is nice. And even at the top, Joss up to a 95. All right, so this is what the rotation is going to look like. Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, Andrew Wiggins, Triple J, and Time Lord, with Bruce Brown, Alex Sarr, David Roddy, Steven Adams, and Matisse Thybulle off the bench. System proficiency is going to be 4-star balance, so not as high as we were to end the season last year. We only played 22 to start off the year. Okay, that's not great. Next game against Philadelphia, it is our home opener, and we ended up winning by 2, at least 125-123. I do plan on being a lot better this year because Ja Morant will be able to play the whole season. All right, so let's see if we have any All-Stars this year. I assume we will get Ja Morant. Yes, he is a starter on Team Luka. 30 points, 6.5 rebounds, 10 assists a night, 54 from the field, 38 from 3. Yeah, this is an MVP caliber season for sure. We do not get any other All-Stars, no Triple J, no Desmond Bane, definitely no Andrew Wiggins. We are 13 games above 500 though at 31-18, so I will definitely take that. We have Desmond Bane averaging north of 20 points per game. You got Triple J at 17. Rebounds have dropped a little bit, still averaging 2.6 blocks a year. The efficiency, I mean, his free throw percentage is up 7%, but his 3-point percentage is down 9%. Andrew Wiggins has been all right for us. I mean, he's giving us 4 rebounds, 3.5 assists, and I do think he is an upgrade over Zaire Williams. Alex Sarr is giving us some solid stuff from him in his rookie year. We have Bruce Brown there off the bench. His efficiency could be a little bit better for sure. I mean, we're 13 games above 500. I don't think I'm going to make any moves at the deadline. We could re-sign Triple J. So you know what? We might as well lock him up on a 3-year extension that can go up to like $35-36 million. I mean, it's Memphis after all. We're not like a huge free agency destination. We drafted Triple J in 2018. I'd like to keep him around, make him a Grizzly for life. All right, so Luka Doncic is your MVP this season. He averaged a 30-point triple-double. Stephon Castle, the 6th overall pick to the Pacers, is your rookie of the year. Anthony Simons in Phoenix, probably traded for Bradley Beal. 6th man of the year. Depoy goes to Evan Mobley. Shout out to the 2021 draft class. And you got Bones Allen, most improved, also from the 2021 class. So Ja Morant is on All-NBA first team. He's a 97 overall, 29 points, 7 rebounds, 10.5 assists. The Mavericks did finish with a very good record. I think they won 53 in 29. So the Jason Kidd got Coach of the Year. That, I mean, obviously is going to help Luka Doncic's MVP. Case we do get Triple J on All Defensive second team once again. Alex Sarr on All Rookie second team. And we ended up as the 5th seed in the Western Conference. Pretty similar numbers till I last saw you guys. Bruce Brown and Wiggins went up a little bit. Triple J dropped a little bit. So for the playoffs, I don't think I'm going to play Matisse Thybulle. I know I value his defense, but man, he could be useless at times on the offensive side of the ball. I think Roddy and Steven Adams are going to get 14 tonight. Then we're going to try to give Alex Sarr a little bit more. Obviously, I want to go like 39 to Ja. I'd like to go 35 to Bane and Triple J. And we'll do the last couple of minutes to Robert Williams, Time Lord. So assistant proficiency is up to 4.5 star balanced. Let's see if we can beat the LA Lakers, the reigning NBA champions, who no longer have LeBron James, but they do have Paul George, Clint Capella. Game number 1 against them, we ended up losing by 9 points. So we are down 1-0. Man, this is a series I really think we could win. But we do go down 2-0. I guess we can't handle Paul George or Anthony Davis right now. Reeves had 19 points in game 2. Ja Morant, great start to the playoffs, but maybe just doesn't have the help around him. We do win game 3, though. First one in Memphis by 6. Shout out to Wiggins having 19 in this performance. Game number 4, we tied up 2 games apiece. We ended up winning this one by a lot. 21, Ja Morant in 39 minutes had 48, 13, and 5, and only 2 turnovers as well. 20 field goals he hit. That is kind of crazy. Can we win game 5? Boom. There it is. 3 in a row. We ended up winning by 4, in which Ja had 36 in this one. And can we end up winning at 6? Yes, we do. So we ended up winning 4 unanswered. Bane drops 40. Knocks down 7 threes. Triple J had a great performance. Yeah, Triple J and Bane went off in this one. Bane even fouled out. And we ended up winning by 7. Ja Morant didn't play that great. And we're taking on an 8-seed Pelican squad. All right, so taking on the Pelican squad, they have a different looking backcourt with Markelle Fultz. And yeah, they're starting Dyson Daniels now. He hasn't really developed all too well. Ingram Zion at the 3 and 4. And Trenton Watford, former Trailblazer and LSU Tiger, at the 5. Shout out to him. I mean, this is a team we could definitely beat for sure, but it's not going to be easy. We win game 1 by 25 points. Ja with 42 and 12. Bane with 24. A double-double for Williams. I mean, Alex Sarr dominates in his limited playing time. We do end up losing game 2 by 16. Not a good defensive performance by us. Zion had 50. So yeah, it is pretty cool to see the number 1 and number 2 picks from the 2019 draft go up against each other. Neither two, I mean, Ja has definitely been better so far in his career, but obviously he's had the off-the-court issues. Zion's had like the health issues, but both are still really good players. Top 25 guys went on the floor in the NBA. We just went down 3 games to 1 though. An 8 seed, man. We're going to lose to them in 5. Damn, we lost by 30 here. Triple J with a poor performance. Andrew Wiggins might have been all cardio team. I really thought he was going to be a much more impactful upgrade when we traded for him last offseason. I mean, if we take a look at the second round numbers, Ja was great. Bane was very solid. Triple J, man, that's not what I need from you offensively. That is brutal. The Nuggets beat the Pelicans in 6. They're going up against the Pacers in the finals, and the Nuggets ended up winning in 5. Jokic gets another finals MVP to his resume. And LeBron said 1 year in Toronto is enough. He ends up retiring. We do have our first round pick in this draft. It's coming in at number 24. The Bulls got the number 1 overall pick in the draft. I'm going to try to snag Billy Donovan to be our assistant head coach. That's a nice hire. All right, so I'm actually going to trade Andrew Wiggins and pick 24 to Dallas for Grant Williams, who is also under contract for 2 more years. Wiggins has a player option next year. Grant Williams is probably going to start for us at the 3. He is 6'6". He's a good 3-point shooter, good defender. We get a second round pick in this deal as well. I think he'll fit our team a little bit more than what Andrew Wiggins just did. Now we have 2 former Williams that were on the Celtics in Grant and Robert. If we do move Williams, Grant, he goes up to 82 at the small forward position. Nice. I did have an offer on the table to get the 10th pick from the Warriors, but I didn't want to send Andrew Wiggins back to Golden State. Cooper Flagg goes to number 1 to the Chicago Bulls. We did take Rocky Zakarski, a 7'3" center in the second round. Gonna sign him. Team player options. Thibault opts in. Hey, that's a good tradable contract. We're gonna pick everybody else's up. We may have another trade in place. Might just look for another backup pick. I mean, Alex Sarr is great, but Steven Adams is a free agent. And I'm going to make this trade with the Philadelphia 76ers. I'm getting a first round pick in 2029, and I'm getting Gabe Vincent to be the backup point guard next year. He's not efficient whatsoever, but he's only going to play like 8 minutes a night. I feel like we got to bring back Steven Adams as well. I'd like to do that. So yeah, we get Steven Adams back. Nice. Everybody kind of re-signed here at the top. A lot different from what happened last year. Harry Marketing does join the Golden State Warriors, though. That's kind of crazy. So let's take a look here at player progression. Gabe Vincent regresses a little bit. I think he's still going to be in the rotation. And Zakarski actually might be pretty good for us right away. So yeah, nobody really at the top progressed. We'll give this experiment with Triple J as like the second and third option with him and Bane. 1 more year. If it does not work out, we could be making a major move in the 2026 offseason. All right, so this is what the rotation is going to look like. We got Bruce Brown, Alex Sarr, David Roddy, and Gabe Vincent off the bench. With the starting 5 basically the same as last year. Just take out Andrew Wiggins. Ed in Grant Williams. We are 4-star balanced. First game of the season is on the road against a good Rockets squad, and we ended up losing by 5 to start off the year. That's not what I like to see. Can we get our first win against the Nets at home? Yes, we can. We end up winning by 15. Ja with a great stat line here. All right, so we're here at the All-Star Draft. Kind of surprised Ja isn't a starter. I guess a captain, I should say. He is a starter because like we're doing really well, but I know it's like the popularity contest, so he wasn't gonna get over Jokic or Giannis, at least in 2K standards. We are 23 games above 500 though. We have been so much better this year. 36-13 right now. Ja Morant is averaging 27 points and 11 assists. Bane at 19.9. Then you have Triple J at 17.7. Then you got, what, 4 guys north of 10 in Grant, Brown, Sarr, and Robert Williams. So Roddy and Gabe Vincent are the only 2 guys under 10 points per game. We're 4.5 star balanced. Man, this team is really good. I think we can win a championship for sure this season. And I just wanted to take a look at the updated standings. Yeah, like I just did, we were the 2 seed. The Rockets, man, they are really good. They have Jamal Murray now. They are 8-11 over in the East. The Cavs are really good at 37-13. How are the Pacers? Not as good as I thought with Stephon Castle and Mr. Halliburton. So yeah, let's see if we can kind of dominate the second half and maybe get that 1 seed in the West, because that'd be dope. And there it is. Ja Morant wins MVP this season, averaging 28.5 points, 7 rebounds, over 10 assists tonight, shooting over 36% from 3, which I'll take. Cooper Flag, Rookie of the Year. Scoot Henderson, 6th Man of the Year in Portland. Giannis Depoy, Most Improved, goes to Donovan Clingan in Minnesota. And Clutch Player of the Year goes to LaMelo Ball. JB Bickerstaff, Coach of the Year. Ja Morant, obviously on All NBA First Team. I don't think we're going to get anybody on an All NBA team again, but no, we don't get anybody on All Defensive First Team. We do get Triple J on All Defensive Second Team, and we do finish as the 1 seed. We beat out the Houston Rockets, who ended up with 57 wins, but we went 61-21. What did the Cavs go? They ended up going 62-20, 1 game better than us. And here were the stats. We saw Ja Morant. Desmond Bane finished with 20 points. Did he go 50-40-90? He did by a wide margin. Let's go. There's Triple J, Grant Williams, so much of a better fit for us. 62% true shooting than Andrew Wiggins was. And then you got Time Lord, Bruce Brown, Alex Sarr, Roddy, and Vincent. Taking on the Lakers in round 1, a team that we beat last year. They no longer have Paul George. I don't think did they trade? Wait. Was there a Paul George for Andrew Wiggins trade? Because I saw Andrew Wiggins is on that team. Warriors went 22-60. They have Draymond Markkanen. No, I don't think so. We should be able to beat this Lakers team, but who knows? With 2K, because we're down 2-1, I don't like that at all. We're tied all up at 2 games apiece. Why? Game 1, we ended up winning by 15. Okay. Wiggins trying to get revenge on us. Game 2, we lost by 7. Game 3, we lost by 9. All right, so please win Game 5, I beg you. There we go. We end up winning Game 5 by 10 points. Ja with almost a 44-point triple-double, and we end up winning in 6. All right, thank God we don't lose out. A great defensive performance here in Game number 6. Ja with 25, 9, and 11 to get it done. All right, so I think we're going to update the rotation just a little bit. So I think Gabe Vincent, honestly, is not going to play. I think we're going to go an 8-man rotation. I think we're going to go 15 to David Roddy. His efficiency is weird. He's shooting way better from 3 than he is from the field. I think we can go 25 to Brown and Sarr off the bench. I would like to go 40 to Ja, 36 to Bane, 36 to Triple J, 30 to Grant, and then 33 to Time Lord. We're taking on the Pelicans, looking to get revenge after they beat us 2 years ago, or no, last year. And they've added Jalen Green. So they had Markelle Fultz and Dyson Daniels in the backcourt last year. Now they have Jordan Hawkins and Jalen Green. They just kind of promoted Hawkins. Interesting point guard choice. You could even put Jalen Green there. That would make more sense. It's a good team. We win Game 1, though, by 13. Ja Morant with an insane 37, 8, 12, and 3 steal stat line. But we ended up losing Game 2 by 4 at home, and Ja had a triple-double here. He's like almost averaging, like, or could average a triple-double throughout the playoffs. We take a Game 3 victory by 15. Another triple-double from Ja. 15 rebounds, 16 assists, and we take a 3-1 lead. Ja with 37, 9, and 13. He is so good, man. Don't blow a 3-1 lead, please. Boom, we win in 5. We won by 6 in overtime. Desmond Bane with 39. Ja with another triple-double. And we're taking on the Houston Rockets here. 1 seed versus 2 seed. Amen Thompson is now their starting point guard. They no longer have Jalen Green. They've moved Jamal Murray to the bench. Dylan Brooks, Pat Will. Oh, man, that's a deep roster. That's a really deep roster. You have Detroit and Toronto on the other side. We win Game 1 by 10. Bane with 28. John 19, 10, and 4. Did he just go 0 for 10 from downtown? Okay, well, what a start. Game number 2. We ended up winning, all right, by 8 points. Ja with 18 assists goes 3 for 12 from downtown. He's 3 for 22 from 3 in the conference finals. But it doesn't matter. We're up 3-0. Ja goes 60% from downtown. I'll take that. 39, 5, and 7. And can we get the sweep? Yes, we can. Ja with 32, 8, and 12 and a half. He's your Western Conference Finals MVP. Cade, Eastern Conference Finals MVP. In the Eastern Conference, obviously. Ja versus Cade, going from one Thompson twin to another. They have Pascal Siakam, Isaiah Collier as well, Jalen Smith. A lot of homegrown guys there for sure. We win Game 1 by 15. All right, we're just 3 games away. Game number 2, we ended up losing by a lot, 28 points. Game number 3 is going to go to the Memphis Grizzlies. We are now 2 games away from winning the NBA Finals. Ja with 36-9. Game number 4, we win. We're up 3 games to 1. And can the Memphis Grizzlies do it? Don't blow a 3-1 lead, please. Win this one? Okay. 3-2. We gave up 165. What are we doing? Game number 6 is going to be in Detroit too. That was a massive Game 5 victory for them because all they got to do is win Game 6 at home. And it's a give, like anything can happen Game 7. What a third quarter. That third quarter may have just won us the NBA Finals as long as we don't choke it here in the 4th. And the Memphis Grizzlies win the 2026 NBA Finals. We won 133-124. Desmond Bane with 32 hits, 5 threes. Ja with another monster triple-double. Triple J had a great performance here. Grant Williams, man, what a pickup for us. Like that was, I think, a championship winning move going from Wiggins to Grant. Obviously, Ja's your finals MVP. So I hope you guys enjoyed the Memphis Grizzlies rebuild. Let me know in the comments what they need to do. Should they just consider this season to be a wash? Or maybe you can go on a little bit of a run before the trade deadline between then and when Ja comes back. Do they look to make a move? Do they be a seller at the deadline? Do they try to maybe move their young pieces as well? Let me know what they should do in the comments below. Thank you all for watching. I love you guys, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.